As our nation Nigeria mourns the demise of the erstwhile president, may I offer my deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. The late President Buhari's leadership and legacy will be remembered for years to come. His dedication to public office and his commitment to the development of our dear country will not be forgotten. May his memory be blessed, and may God grant the family the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. Rest in peace, President Muhammadu Buhari. Good morning, esteemed viewer, and welcome to Now Streaming on ACNNTV. I'm Femi Ogundare, your anchor for today. I'm not alone. I have with me my co-anchor.
Good morning, Femi, and a very good morning to our viewers out there. It's indeed a beautiful morning, and I trust that you would join us, as you have done already, to go through the Now Streaming for this morning. You are much welcome.
Thank you so much, Godwin, for being with me on the show this morning.
Thank you, Femi.
Joining us virtually is Prince Gostime Ukanowe. He's the former ADC House of Representative candidate, Ethiop Federal Constituency. As we delve into the trending stories around the world, especially the political spheres of our nation, our focus point this morning is on the ADC coalition, Senator Ireti Kingibe's defection, and of course the reaction of our guest that will be joining us later, and also the alleged APC's plans to frustrate the coalition with court cases. You know, we have that so much in Nigeria. When something is working, the next thing is to run to the court. And viewer, we encourage you to join this conversation by calling the number showing on your screen, or send us your comments through any of our social media platform also showing on your screen. Let's begin this conversation with some headlines of some Nigerian dailies. Over to you, Godwin.
All right, thank you so much, Femi. And very quickly, we will be looking at the Guardian newspaper for this morning. And the Guardian is leading just as other newspaper we have to review this morning with a whole lot of trending issues. But just like my anchor here said in the studio, it has to do with bidding farewell to the late President Muhammadu Buhari, a two-time head of states in Nigeria, both within the military dispensation and also the civilian rule. Nigerians bid farewell to him. And the story on page 6 on The Guardian, which happens to be the lead story, is saying, leaders, friends, politicians unite in stately farewell to Buhari. This can be seen on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And then we have a picture story there that captures the moment of grief, I beg your pardon, for the nation, and most especially the immediate family of the late President Muhammadu Buhari there. It's a feeling of great grief, a feeling of tears for us as a nation and also for the family. It is our prayer that his soul truly found rest in the bosom of his maker there. And then you have just above the lead story there, Saudi Arabia, Moroccan king mourn Buhari, praises service to Nigeria. This can be seen on pages 3 of the Guardian newspaper, and also on pages 4 we have Dangote faults capital flight, insists on investing in Nigeria. I must commend this man, Femi, because he does a lot to improve the economy of our nation.
Yeah.
And then just below the picture story on the Guardian Day, we have lawyers because as IBAS inaugurates boards and commission. This can be seen on pages 27 of the Guardian newspaper. So much, I repeat again, is happening in Rivers State. And then also we have trending also, Senate declined Natasha's recall, insists on binding order. This story can be seen on pages 29 of the Guardian newspaper. Femi, indeed, it shows from your expression that so much is happening
It's unfortunate.
in the hallowed chamber of the Nigerian Senate. But we would dive into that, and I believe our viewers would want to listen and hear what the conversation around that would be. Then lastly on that, we have Nigeria meets OPEC quota, first time in 5 months, fall short of 2025 benchmark. This can be seen on pages 4. And then we have this very sad one there that says fresh plateau onslaught claims 20 injures several. This can be seen on pages 29 also of the Guardian newspaper. And I wonder when this incessant and do I say bloodlet would let go of the Plateau region.
Only God knows.
Yeah, because that region indeed have been known for peace and tranquility for a good number of years.
Yeah.
I just want to call on our leaders to see the need to restore the peace that the Plateau region once enjoyed. And moving on very quickly, viewers, we would be looking at the Vanguard this morning. And just like we took on the Guardian, it is also trending with bidding farewell to the former president Muhammadu Buhari Day. And we have Tinubu, some African leaders bid farewell to bid Buhari's farewell. And I know I'm mourning, but it seems as though you're bidding him farewell. Farewell to where? Is there like, is he going on a journey?
To the life beyond.
To the life beyond,
Yeah.
okay? That the good thing there is that there is a place no one can clearly come out and tell us how it is. But I bid him farewell too on his journey. I just hope that he carries a whole lot in this journey, because he will stay there for a very long time. You understand? All right. Looking at all of the kickers there, we have ignore Buhari's 8 years in power. He was a good man. This is coming from Archbishop Kukade. And then we also have says late president was a good man. Buhari's statesman who came, saw and conquered. This is coming from the Sultan. And also we have I will carry your memory with me. This is coming from Buhari's daughter now. And then we have late president goes home in blaze of glory and honor. Also, we also have As Afe Babalola, Mustafa Imani Dixon, Pantamin pays a tribute to the leader. And also I have this coming from the Galadima there. He says, I have forgiven Buhari of any infraction. This is coming from Galadima. And then also we have the picture story there capturing moment showing the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu receiving the body of his late predecessor, the former President Muhammadu Buhari, on arrival in Katsina State for burial yesterday. And we also saw him greeting the family of the late president there. The late former president, I beg your pardon. And then very quickly, we'll take all of this. It says on page 9, we are yet to receive formal communication from UAE as revised visa policy. This is coming from the federal government. And then on page 7 there, we have gunmen allegedly kill 20 in Plateau nitrate. I think I've taken this before. And then we have on pages 11, ex-APC National Chair Oyegun registers with ADC in Edo State. And I ask myself, what is going on? And then just above the masthead of the Vanguard there, we have again, Nigeria misses budget 2025 crude oil output targets. This can be seen on pages 19. And that is all we have on both the Guardian and the Vanguard for you viewers this morning. Femi.
Thank you so much, Godwin. That was very great. And starting with above the masthead, marketers protest as Dangote moves to crash cooking gas price. I want to ask, our challenges us masses. Is it the joy of this so-called wealthy class? You understand? Like now, Dangote want to crash gas price, and some people are agitating and saying no, you should not crash it. It's a problem. Somebody is saying that we are suffering, wants to crash the price, and people are bringing in a lot of unnecessary and unhealthy protest. What do you have to say about that?
Indeed, our economy has been in comatose, I would say, and a whole lot of the things we are seeing is not something I would say was not expectant. The very moment the president announced subsidy is gone, a whole lot was expected from that very point to this point. And we are still, as a nation, widening the tax net. And then when you begin to find all of these shortages, shortfall, especially when it comes to gas, our gas reserve and the rest, it calls for questioning. But Femi, I asked you this morning, who do we ask this question?
It is well.
It is indeed well.
It is well. Quickly, because of time, you can see that on page 2 of the Punch. And below that, we see Awujale's burial frees Yoruba kings from ritual slavery coming from the Oluwo of Uwo Kingdom. For more stories, we can see that on page 26 of the Punch newspaper. And quickly below the Pishok story, Nigerians oil output soars above OPEC quota. And you can see page 21 for more information. And of course, beside it, we have North Central State mobilized joint security to crush bandits. We hope it will work. For more information, we can see page 26 of the Punch newspaper. Over 420 federal roads completed or in progress, federal government. For more stories, we can see page 21 of the Punch newspaper. That's all we have on the Punch newspaper, and we encourage our viewers to please get a copy of the release so as to get informed on what is going on in the country and, of course, in the global world. Now, we want to welcome our virtual guest, Prince Gostime Ukanowe. You are welcome. Can you hear me?
All right. I said my name is Prince Ukanowe Gostime.
Sorry for murdering your name, please.
All right, well noted. Well noted.
All right.
You're welcome.
All right, that's noted. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Prince Gostime is the former ADC House of Representative candidate, Ethiopia Federal Constituency. And starting with you, Prince Gostime, we saw a few days ago that the senatorial, the senator representing FCT, Senator Ireti Kingibe, defected from Labour Party to ADC. That's African Development Democratic Congress. So, and you as a member of that party before it became very popular. Now, what do you think of the defection of Senator Ireti Kingibe, and how do you think that will add to the party? Yes. Yes, Prince Gostime, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now loud and clear.
Yes, I said a few days ago, Senator Ireti Kingibe, representing FCT, Federal Capital Territory Senatorial District, defected from Labour Party to African Democratic Congress, ADC. Now you as a member of that party, not just a member, I can call you one of the stakeholders of the party. What do you think of the defection? Is it something that is positive, or probably maybe one of those political strategy?
You see, the defection of a Senator Ireti Kingibe is one of those good development that an average Nigerian should celebrate. The defection is an outcome of the coalition. You can recall that about a few weeks ago, the ADC was announced as a coalition party to provide for Nigerians a viable opposition and a takeover or forming of a new government come 2027, thereby sweeping off the ruthless and rudderless APC currently. So the defection is one of those, the defection of Kingibe is one of those activities that we'll continue to see as the build-up to 2027 general elections come close. So it's just a tip of the iceberg. More are coming. And even without defection, we must understand that a lot of genuine people who are sympathetic to the plight of Nigerians within the rank and file of the ruling government, who are not part and parcel of the damage that is being done to our people, they are still going to play the wicked style of politics. They are going to be within their midst and support the masses. So it's just the tip of the iceberg, I would say.
All right. If I may ask you, can you hear me?
You can.
What will happen to those who have been in the party before are coming? For example, now you contested last election for the House of Representatives, and of course we have Mr. Smith,
Paul
who
Smith
contested for the Senate position. Now that Ireti Kingibe is coming to your party, will that mean an automatic ticket for her, or she will need to probably queue at the back for those who have been before her?
You see, this is a coalition arrangement, and all interests will be well managed going towards the 2027 general election. All critical stakeholders will be brought into the discussion table, will have a conversation, and by the special grace of God, come 2027, our primary election is going to be a rank of free. It will be more or less likely to be a consensus. I want to assure Nigerians that ABC primary election come 2027 is more or less going to be like a consensus, because we are going to agree before coming to the election. We are going to come to the table. We bring to the fore as candidates the best and those that will win us election for us to continue to properly take over the leadership of Nigeria, to provide a responsive and responsible leadership to our people. So the people that are going to be on the ballot in 2027, irrespective of who was here and who is currently in power, but we are going to give to the Nigerian people very sellable candidates that have their interests at that. What matters more in election and in politics is those people that are sellable, that have the interests of the people at that, and have the energy for service. So come 2027, regardless of who was there and who is in power, we are going to give to Nigerians the best sellable candidates for them to vote into power come 2027. So that's my take on that.
All right. Thank you so much, Prince Gosta Mukwanwe. I just want to now take you up on this because you've been saying so much of we, and I understand that for you as a candidate or as an individual, there was so much of a cross-carpeting for you recently, and presently you are boldly putting a face cap or a baseball cap with the inscription ADC clearly written on it. Now, before we continue, I need you to establish a fact. Where do you presently stand? Is it with
when I resigned my membership of the APC sometimes in 2022.
Okay.
After that time, I went indoors and I had a super reflection. And returning to partisan politics, I registered as a member of the ADC, which I still have my card. Okay. And after that time, quote me, I have neither resigned my membership of the ADC, neither have I registered officially as a member of another party. Now, let me bring you to the political arrangements that I will now refer to as social activities.
Okay.
In the time, within a very short period now. I will refer to it as a social activity because I've been involved in numerous social activities that involve me attending a political arrangement and defending same of other political party aside the ADC. putting the PDP and the APC into perspective. Now, here is it. In 2023 general election, irrespective of the fact that the ADC had a presidential candidate, our party sat down and they endorsed Mr. Peter Obi as their preferred presidential candidate, trashing Mr. Dumebi Kashipu. And at that time, I was highly sympathetic with Mr. Dumebi Kashipu, who was a Deltan like myself. So I supported him till the last moment. Then going forward to the gubernatorial election here in Delta, the ADC candidate willingly stepped down for the APC candidates, and he claimed to have collapsed the entire structure of the ADC here in Delta for the APC. Then the ADC again in Delta, the State Executive Council, they now further collapse their structure for the APC also. Before we now formed an interim ESCO. The interim ESCO, seeing the political rhetoric and the political gimmicks and maneuvering, they now further endorse the candidate of the PDP, and we now formed an alliance with the Sheriff Oborewori-led administration before candidacy before the emergence, and we had an arrangement to be part of the government, and that was what we were doing until the ADC received lights for proper activation to rescue Nigeria. So that is the basic of my activity so far. And I will tell you that I've been a member of the African Democratic Congress. I never resigned from the BNDC. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much, Prince Gostime. I now want to stick with almost the same question my uncle here asked you earlier as regards to the defection of Ireti Kingibe from who is the senator representing the FCT at the hallowed chamber of the Senate. And
I don't know why we are overflowing that
no,
issues. It's a statement of fact that the defection of Kingibe is a welcome development. It should be celebrated by all Nigerians. We have been crying that for a long time now that Nigeria does not have an opposition. The APC has crumbled the major opposition that we used to have, which is the PDP. And they have been ruling without somebody asking them questions. Now, we have not come with a coalition with the ADC, and people are now coming and we are asking such kind of questions. We should applaud her. We should celebrate her moves.
All right. Thank you so much, God's time. I love the points you are raising. But for us here in the studio, our primary concern is of those that she is coming in to meet. Paul Smith happens or doubles as the former FCT senatorial candidate for the ADC before the coalition, and after the cross-carpeting of Ireti Kingibe, he came out and gave a categorical statement on his X handle. So you permit me to read some of these, but what we are looking is a statement that he has made out or let out to the public. I need you to follow me through and be the judge of it to see if Ireti coming into the ADC is a welcome development for those she is coming in to meet. So just be patient while I read. He said, and I quote, he said, "You are a failed senator with a reputation of being very difficult. No evidence of you representing the people. You have littered everywhere with incompetence, and it is glaring. Now, like a desperate scavenger, you crawl into our party and think you can seize control, buying state executive because you have the resources, the vote of the people brought you into. You can't win an election on your own without riding on the goodwill others built. You have done nothing but burn bridges. Listen carefully. This is not your lifeline. It is not your personal conquest. You are overstepping. You will be buried politically so deep you will wish you never set foot here. Try me." Now, this is coming from Paul Smith in his official X handle. Now, for you as a virtual guest, the question to you now is, you see the coalition as a welcome development, but this statement is reading another interpretation differently. Do you think Ireti is welcomed into the ADC?
I want to ask you a very simple question. Have you seen the outburst of a former presidential candidate, Mr. Dumebi Kashipu?
Yes, indeed.
After the announcement of the coalition?
I have, indeed. I have.
Now, I want you to juxtapose his outburst and Mr. Paul Smith's outburst. All of these people, in their own rights, they have right to their opinion.
Okay.
But for the larger good of our people of Nigeria, let me be specific. For the larger good of our people of Nigeria, we have to applaud this coalition. And for Mr. Smith, at the appropriate time, I believe that the ADC within the FCT axis, they are going to sit down to be able to manage the both interests. You don't expect Mr. Smith, who was the candidate of the party at 2023, to now applaud Ireti Kingibe, who was his opponent. At this moment, they still have an opposition points, and they have not been properly brought together. Most likely, with such kind of statement, you understand that before our arrival, there was no official discussion.
Okay.
To marry both interests, to carry both interests along. So you will see that those are just minor internal issues that will be addressed at the appropriate time before the election in 2027. Let us forget about that and discuss other better things that will better the lot of our people of Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Gostine. You never can tell that, or you never can say that is not a better thing. They are very important discourse that should be trashed, and that is why we have to ask you that question. And probably as one of the stakeholders, you know better, and you need to give a viewer a very good question, a good answer to the questions probably agitating their minds. May I ask you quickly? In 2023. Some citizens said that Senator Ireti Kingibe had a smooth ride, winning election in the FCT. But now, the sheriff is in town, the FCT minister. Do you think severally we've seen the senator and the FCT minister having a lot?
I want to ask a very simple question. Who made Mr. Newsom Wike the sheriff?
Will you allow me, Mr. Gostine, to finish the question, please? Now that the FCT minister is not in the same it's not a good time with the senator. What do you think? Sorry, we have a caller.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Non-Streaming.
Yeah, this is Mr. Sunday calling from Abuja. I want to appreciate everyone in the studio, the anchor and your co-anchor and your virtual guests. I want to also make it categorically this morning that the campaign or the cross-carpeting of Ireti Kingibe to ADC is nothing else. It's just to allow her secure the next post to complete her 8 years tenure. But I will tell you for free, if she let her join birthday party. She can't even win argument in Abuja now. Ireti Kingibe is a person that she know that what brought her to that seat was the glory of P2B and Labour Party. Nobody knew her before. She has been contesting, and just like ordinary person, nobody knew her. I was in a polling unit 2023 when people were only shouting Labour Party. One person that came from PDP. He told me that our people are now getting it wrong. And what did he say? That they, the Igbagi or the PDP, they are here to vote P2B presidential candidate. But you see this Ireti, that nobody know her. If you vote Ireti, nothing she will do. And as if he knew what he was saying, that is what it is. So for Ireti to come now and be exchanging words with a man like Wike, Ireti knows that she is going home. From here, she's going home. She can't even win argument anymore in Abuja. Joining ADC, if I were her, I would jump into APC so that at least not something will be done if she is serious. But I know that even if she enter APC, her turn will be the next 74th person to come again, and nothing she can do. So it's better for her to just accept defeat. If she is like, he should just go now, beg Wike, so that Wike will allow her complete her 8 years. Joining ADC will just eventually send her home. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, the caller, Mr. Sunday. And quickly to my question, Mr. Gostine. You know, the caller took the words out of my mouth. You know, Ireti Kingibe rode on the integrity They said he rode on the integrity of Labour Party with the wave of change upon which we needed Peter Obi to be re-elected. And now that is at loggerhead with the FCT minister, who is the landlord of FCT. Few days ago, FCT minister dared her to go to the satellite towns and demarket him. Do you think she has that street credibility that will make her win the coming election?
Let me thank you very much. Let me quickly say this again. The coming election is not about the downline candidates. It's going to be as it was in 2023. It's going to be a powerful revolution, a ballot revolution from top to bottom. The influence from the top is going to affect the lowest downline on that ballot, just as it was in 2023. The only difference between 2023 and 2027 is that in 2027 the rate is going to be more. We are going to have the machinery available for us to do what we need to do to protect our vote and the subsequent upholding of the mandate that the masses are going to give to our candidates in 2027. So, for the likes of the small gods like Mr. Wiki and those of you people that worship him and refer to him as landlord, as sheriff, and some other very funny names that you may want to call him, let me tell you people that Mr. Wiki is just an individual. No matter his gimmick, no matter his political calculation or what have you, it will not overpower the coalition in 2027. The coalition is going to bring life to every of their candidates on 2027. It's not an individual project. That's why they call it a coalition. It's not a single man project. It's not an individual project. So I'm sure that ADC is going to win the FCT senatorial ticket come 2027, and I'm confident about that. With or without Ezon Wiki.
All right,
Thank you.
Mr. Gostine, quickly in 10 seconds, you need to add this. We saw how they said, allegedly, how APC used court cases to scatter Labour Party and other parties that are against them. Now, the same thing is coming gradually into ADC. They are having a lot of court cases now. Don't you think it's another political strategy to scatter this coalition?
Well, as an original member of the ADC, I will tell you for free that it's a different ball game in entirety. If this merger was to happen in 2023, I would have agreed with you that the APC would have succeeded in using litigations to destroy the party. But this is a party single-handedly formed by an individual. Do you know the name of the man that formed the ADC? He's no other person than the main past national chairman, Mr. Ralph Okemosu. And when he registered this very party, he had a dream, he had an ambition. And the dream and the ambition of him registering the party was to make the party a coalition party. And he painstakingly pursued this very ambition to this actualization in 2025. From 2017 or 2018 also that this party was registered, to this moment, this man has been pursuing this aspiration. So, there is no way the owner and the one that registered a party handed the party for the purpose of a coalition. Then you now tell me that one person from nowhere will use litigation to destroy the party. Who are the BOD chairman of the ADC? Who are the BOD members of the ADC? Who are the state executive ESCOs? A few days ago, you saw the state chairman of ADC endorsing the Senator David Mark-led national leadership. That is to tell you what is going to come. If the litigation was going to have an end, we would have seen that the ADC chairman would have gone a different route. But no, who are those people challenging the validity of the coalition leaders? Who are they? What are their portfolio? What are they telling you people that they represent? You heard the House of Rep member from Kogi State speak on national TV the other day. He agreed to we all that Shifra Okemosu is the founding leader of the party. And he had no issue with the handover irrespective of the fact that he does not support the coalition, and he openly declared that he was going to work for the APC. And he's the elected member of the party in the National Assembly. So this would give you a sneak peek if the litigation was going to work or not. A singular listening to the interview of the Kogi State House of Rep member will tell you if the court issue is going to work or not. So that is that simple. It's a different ball game. What happened to Labour Party will not be for the ADC, because it amounts to proper legitimacy. The person that hands over the party to the coalition is the founding leader of the party.
All right. Thank you so much, Prince Gostime, for all of those very insightful commentary there. It has been a really engaging time with you on the show this morning. Very quickly, I still want to stick with you and then ask, because 2027 is coming, and a whole lot is being put in place. And one of that to ensure credibility of the electioneering process is that which the House of Representatives at the federal level is championing a bill proposed to strip the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, of the power to appoint an INEC chairman. And this development have been seen as a welcome development even by the present INEC chairman and all of so many stakeholders. So what would be your take on this, given all of the coalition that is presently happening in Nigeria? Where do you see this kind of bill, or how do you see this kind of bill helping ADC to get to where it's supposed to be?
Well, you are very conversant with me, and you have interviewed me several times, and I believe that you know my position on the issue of INEC.
Indeed.
I have always said that the INEC need a proper reform and a proper regime. And what is on ground from when we return back to democracy, the INEC has been part of the executive because the president is the one that appoints his leadership. I have always advocated that the INEC should be separated from the executive arm. And one of those ways of separating the INEC from the executive arm is to restrain the president of the country from appointing the INEC chairman. Because he who employs someone dictates what the person does.
Indeed.
So that's for that. If that bill came through by the special grace of God, it's going to assist the coalition party to win the election control president, because it is going to remove the influence of the president on the electoral umpire. It's going to be a welcome development. But with or without that, we are confident that in 2027 that we are going to have a ballot revolution, a revolution that will be almost impossible for them to manipulate.
All right. Thank you so much. I want to join my own voice to say, indeed, a ballot revolution would be a good one for the ADC. But just on the sideline, does this not have to do with the person or the supposed candidate that the ADC would be presenting as their presidential candidate?
I want to assure fellow Nigerians today that come 2027 that the ADC is going to project a sellable candidate, a vibrant candidate,
okay,
an orator, somebody, a doer, somebody that says and do, a candidate that will be accepted across board from the east to the north to the west, somebody that is accepted nationwide and sellable. That is the kind of person that the ADC is going to get that presidential ticket to in 2027. We should not be afraid. We already have the machinery in place to execute this election. For me, the election in 2027 is a walk in the park for the ADC. It's an election that has already been done. As far we continue to have the support of the people just as we have it as at today.
All
So
right.
we should not be scared.
All right, Mr. Gostine. Quickly on that for 5 seconds. Yesterday we saw a video trending when Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Malam El-Rufai ditto to the former governor of Sokoto State, Tambuwal, were walking amidst the crowd, and there was this very powerful pandemonium. People were hailing him and calling him like a leader. And some people are of the opinion that probably this is the next Buhari that will gather together 12 million votes from the northern states. May I ask you, we have Peter Obi, who some people has gruesomely said that refused to go for the burial of the former president. And it's another very strong allegation against him. We have a caller, sorry. We have a caller.
This is Mr. Jose calling back from Abuja.
All right.
Okay.
I want to tell your guest, the virtual guest, that it's just that time wouldn't permit us all to appear. In 2023, there was this massive law influence, but that was for people in Labour Party. When you ask him a question, who does Ireti have the credibility to challenge DVK in Abuja? What he said is a sign that Ireti cannot even go to market and buy pepper today. No. What did he say? He said that the influence from the top, what happened in 2019, the influence from the top is going to affect the vote in the bottom. But I will tell you that if it is Ireti on the ballot 2027, she will not even have any vote from anybody. Everybody's eye has opened. Ireti is not anybody in Abuja. I don't even know her. In one of the places in Abuja where I live, we rented a hall for the Labour Party. Ireti and this two, both of them came by fiancé who were looking for a free hall for their wedding. They came with all their fake policies till today. Those village, they are still waiting for them, and nobody has ever seen them again. So you put yourself now, Ireti will come again like a market woman ready to share Maggi and rice to win war. She cannot do anything. I am still saying it. And talking about who the president 2027 coalition, I said it today, I appeared there, that if APC gamble.
All right, we don't have time. Because of what of time, please, can you just in 5 seconds? You know, as I said, Alhaji Abubakar and the likes of Erufai and Tambuai were working, and that was pandemonium in Castina. That was yesterday. And some people are of the opinion that ADC will later affront Alhaji Atiku Abubakar as the presidential candidate. And Obi is asking for just only one term. And some people are saying it is not possible. The northern states will not and never vote for Obi. Now, as a stakeholder in that party, do you think that your party will give the presidential ticket to Peter Obi? And if yes, how do you think Peter Obi will survive in the midst of cankerworms like Alhaji Abubakar, Atiku Abubakar, Mark David, Rotimi Amechi, Aregbe Shola, and among others?
Hello, like I've always said on this program, that our primary election in NDC for 2027, a lot of people are going to shift ground. There's going to be a lot of consensus before we go to the primary election. We're going to come to the table. We're going to weigh our options. And we are going to give to Nigerians a sellable and acceptable candidate for us to form the next government. And all of this are going to happen on a discussion table. So I don't know why some of you or other persons are trying to who is going to be the presidential candidate and who is not going to be the presidential candidate. The presidential candidate I've told you before is going to be a sellable people. Either Peter Obi, either Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, or whoever that the conversation comes in his favor. And what we are going to come to do in the primary election is just to give no to the consensus. And we are good. A round of primary election, that's what we're going to have ahead of the 2027 election. Let us relax as Nigerians. Let us be confident that the ADC is going to have the strategy to take over the leadership of this country from the ruthless and clueless APC as led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I want to leave we all to that. Let's just trust the process. For now, let's trust the process, irrespective of what we know about Atiku Abubakar and what we know about Peter Obi. We are going to come to a consensus, and we are going to have a meeting point to this very election. The credibility of Peter Obi is highly resourceful. The clout and the numbers of Atiku Abubakar is highly resourceful. This is why we have to come to a discussion table. I tell you, about 80% of this discussion have been done before the announcement of this coalition. I'm telling you people this in confidence. Whatever that you see in the public and the little rhetorics and public manipulation that you get to hear, both on the media and off the media, is the handiwork of the APC, who already knows that the game is up for them. Then you are talking about Mr. Peter Obi not attending the burial of our former president, President Muhammadu Buhari. I want to ask you, those leaders of the coalition.
Can you just do that in 10 seconds? Can you just do that in 10 seconds? In 10 seconds, because of time.
Yeah, those leaders of the coalition that attended the burial, how were they received by this current clueless Bola Tinubu-led federal government? What the reception would like? What did they do to Mr. Rotimi Amechi, the former Minister of Transport? That is left for you and other Nigerians to answer. All right. You want those kind of treatment for Mr. Peter Obi also?
All right, Prince Gostan, because of time, we would move very quickly because we are almost out of time. But we have a comment from one of our guests, and we would read that out. And it reads, "This your guest doesn't have the winning words to market any candidate. He said the influence from top is going to affect those at the bottom, which means she doesn't have what it takes to win election. She should go home and relax. The office rented for Labour Party in 2023 election in one of the villages in Abuja is still angry and waiting for both her and Chinedu. Both Ireti and Chinedu were like husband and wife looking for a free hall for wedding. With all these fake promises, Ireti should not enter the streets anyhow. If she likes herself, she didn't represent Abuja well." This is coming from one of our viewers, in person of Mr. Eze from Abuja. All right, Prince Gostan, thank you so much for your time and patience. We would be going a bit out of politics with a few moments we have with you and looking at a pressing issue that has to do with our collective patrimony as a nation, and that is the issue of insecurity. Just some nights ago, on Monday to be precise, no fewer than 20 persons on Monday night were killed by gunmen who invaded the Bindi community in Tahos district in Rehom local government area of Plateau State. Now, this was an attack given all the most recent of all that have been happening. And also the Plateau community is accusing the Nigerian military of complicity after herdsmen killed over 27 persons in Benue State. So as a stakeholder in the Nigerian political space and also as a Nigerian, what is your take on this in 2 minutes before we wrap up?
Well, in respect to the accusation by the host community when this happened, accusing the military, well, you all know my antecedents with the Nigerian military, and certainly I do not have confidence in our security architecture from top to bottom in Nigeria. Why do I say so? Because they have continually failed us and they are now behaving like politicians. When an incident occurs, you see them already come out in reaction, release statements, just like the way the political class and the political elites behave. Whereas it should not be so. Before an attack, we have SSS in this country, secret security. We have the police, we have the forest guard, we have the Nigerian military, we have the Air Force, we have the Navy. What are they doing? What are they doing while all of this insecurity are all going across the nation? It's happening in play too. It's going on in Borno. It's going on in Anambra. It's going on in Delta. But here there is no solution. What is really the problem? So, for me, I would advise the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to let the federal government to call for a proper security summit, a proper security meeting. Let us evaluate our security situation across the country. Let us know what the problems are and how to tackle them. Then for me, I am calling for a proper reform within our security architecture across board. From the Nigerian Police Force to the Nigerian Navy to the Nigerian Army, I am calling for a proper reform. I believe that these people are not well trained. I believe that their welfare are not prioritized. I believe that they don't have the needed ammunition to fight crime. Because if they do, these numerous attacks that we get to hear on daily basis will not continue to persist. So that is my take on insecurity across the nation, because I am directly affected with this insecurity with what recently happened in Iran, Africa, and its environment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prince Gostime, for joining us on the show this morning. And thank you so much for availing us your presence. We so much appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I want to ask Godwin to please give us your last word.
All right, thank you so much, Femi. It's indeed an honor of me co-anchoring the show with you this morning. I just want to call on our leaders to do better, because the life of every Nigerian in this country matters. Truly, it matters. We just laid to rest the former president.
Yes.
It shows how fragile life can be. And we cannot say one is more important than the other. We've seen the end point of every man. So if we begin to prioritize every citizen, prioritize your healthcare system, prioritize everything. Let the first priority be the people of Nigeria. The first priority be on every of our system in Nigeria. Things will begin to work, and all of these things will no longer be there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's a privilege also from this end. And of course, our viewer, we hope to bring back Mr. Paul Smith on our show next time. And of course, I want to again thank Mr. Gostime for joining us on this show. As we call it a wrap on today's show, here's my final word to our leaders across board. As you navigate the complexity of our time, we urge you all to remember posterity. The decisions made today will resonate across generations, considering not just the immediate outcomes, but the long-term impact on our dear country. Let your legacy inspire the generation yet unborn. Govern with vision, act with integrity, and lead with awareness that history will judge both your actions and enduring legacy you left behind. God bless Nigeria. I'm Femi Ogundare. Bye for now.